Whoa.
Is it cracked? Hello.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we're gonna be reviewing Married at First Sight, season 11, episode
13, I believe.
13. I was like, I don't even know.
These episodes are just going. That's why it's kind of like.
These episodes are so long. I feel like I'm watching 3 hours of TV. Like, it's too much. Reduce, cut, trim, summarize.
Something. Thank you guys for coming back to our channel. My name is Sky. You can follow me on Instagram at _SKHY. You feel me? And this is
Megan, and you can follow me on Instagram at the MegMac. And all of our information is going to be in our bios. We have other YouTube channels, all Twitter, whatever other stuff is all in the bio. So make sure you check it out.
In the biography.
You know?
The autobiography of the segment. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so today, there's a lot. This episode was a lot. It was long, but there was a lot of tea in it. So the first couple, you didn't send yourself the notes?
I did. I was gonna say, I feel like we should, if you was watching Lovecraft Country, I feel like we should review it because I feel like it's really popular at the moment. But you know,
Low key. Maybe if I can deal with it, then yes.
And the season's still going on. Like it's still like this episodes are still coming out.
We could do like one review of the whole season, like not episode by episode if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
And we can see if we know anyone else that wants to do it with us. So if you're like more people if you want.
Oh, there's a few people who watch it.
Okay. All right, let's. So we're good. There's a lot that happened in this episode. There's a lot of tea. It was long, but there's a lot of tea. We're gonna start first. We like to start with the couples that we feel like are definitely gonna be married.
Yeah.
And then like we'll slowly trickle down to the more interesting ones / the ones that on the rocks. But that means that we're gonna start with number 1. I feel like they're gonna make it. Amelia and Bennett.
Of course, we knew this. Day 1, they were gonna make it. Period.
Exactly. So this week I gave them like 8, 9. Actually a 9. Let me stick with a 9. A 9%, not 9%. That's not right. A 9 out of 10 chance. Okay, a 9 out of 10 chance that they're gonna make it.
90%. 90%.
90%.
90% chance.
What about you?
I give them a 9 out of 10 as well, but I think they've always been a 9 out of 10 for me. So
same.
I mean,
it is what it is.
That is what it is because there's nothing to happen. But why did you say a 9 out of 10?
Okay, so I have my notes, which is why I'm looking down if you're watching. I feel like I really like how they talk about things and how they're, well, I feel like it's more on Bennett's side, but he compromised really nicely with her moving to Virginia and saying like he's going to split his time. So he's not fully giving up his life. Like he can still hold on to things that he wants in NOLA, but then he can split his time with her and Virginia as she's like pursuing this next step of her career, which is pretty cool. I also feel like he's hesitant to have a child, but he's still open to like talking about it. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's a little hesitant because he's not making money. Like he is not.
Oh, that's true. I think he actually said something about like if he was to have a child, because I think Amelia was saying she wants a child in like a year or 2. Yeah. Which seems very quickly, especially because y'all haven't even known each other for that long. It's different if like maybe y'all knew each other for like 5 years and then y'all got married. But it's like y'all know each other for 2 months and then to be thinking about a kid in a year, it's like I still want to get to know you and I don't know you. So like I understand that. But I think he was saying something along the lines of like he wants to have like finances or his finances together or something. And I was just like, I'm with you because I mean, granted, Amelia is probably going to bring in bread, you know what I'm saying? But like at the same time, it's like I understand his desire to want to be able to like, you know, equally kind of like, you know, split the responsibility of that child. So I don't know. If they have a little Amelia Bennett baby, I mean,
that'll be so cute. I thought they should wait a little bit, but I also am here for it.
I think it'll be a very free-spirited child.
For real. They're so cute though. Like I feel like they have a solid like connection and that they actually like talk about, well, I feel like they leave space to talk about things when they come up and like they're not judgmental with each other, which is very cute.
It is very cute. I think, what else did I say for them? I low-key, I think the one thing that kind of like was like, whoo, Bennett, was when Amelia said he uses 1 square of tissue. I was like,
my mouth dropped. I was like,
what if you poop? I'm like,
what
first
are
of
you
all,
talking about?
1 square of tissue is not a big enough barrier between me and some poop. Like, that's all I know. Like, I
was
need, I don't know,
1
like,
square.
and like, I understand, like,
Do you have a bidet? Like, what is going on?
Maybe if I had a bidet, it'd be different. But like, I understand conserving, like, you know, like resources and stuff. But like, a square, maybe for pee.
Yeah, but still,
but not for no dookie.
Like, I was.
You need at least, I don't know. I feel like you need at least 10 squares for poop because I don't want
to. That took me out. I watched it with my sister, and we were like, 1 square. Like, you're bugging.
That's why I was like, I couldn't do it. But I think like they did like little, this episode they did like little facials and stuff. But I was like, was it a peanut butter facial?
Oh yeah, I didn't really know.
I seen a jar of like peanut butter or something, and it looked kind of brown on their face, and I'm like, I don't know if this is peanut butter.
I remember being like, this is different, but it's cute. Like, they were just chilling, quarantine, whatever. Like,
and I was like, peanut butter on your face. Like, what is this? I was like, what is this? I don't really know if it was peanut butter, but it looked like peanut butter, and I feel like I saw a jar of peanut butter, so my assumption was that it was peanut butter on their face.
That's a breakout.
And I don't know. I mean, maybe if it was natural, like that natural peanut butter, like where it just be peanut butter and salt, it'd be just peanuts and water.
Sugar.
Yeah, maybe that would be different.
I feel like that's still not good for your skin, but you know what? I am not an esthetician. I am not a skincare professional, so I don't know. But yeah, okay. Sounds good. Like, I feel like I've always stayed the same about them, so ain't nothing to change.
It's very true. And I do think it's really, the only thing I have to say is I don't know, like, splitting time sounds like a really good compromise now, but like, if he already isn't that financially stable, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like, I'm not gonna say he's not financially stable, but like, if he's already not making that much money, will that be a wise decision on his behalf?
Are those monkeys?
Monkeys and a whole bunch of spiders.
Oh wow!
And there's a snake in the background. Basically, what I was gonna say was, I think it's a good compromise for him to split his time, but like, I'm also trying to think of how like, will he be able to like sustain this kind of like going back and forth between the two? You know what I'm saying? Because residency is usually like 4 to 5 years. So it's different to think about like, oh, she's going to be away. She's going to move to Virginia for like a year. You know what I'm saying? And I can go back and forth for a year, but 4 to 5 years is a long time to go back and forth between Virginia and New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And she can't leave. So I'm like, I feel like eventually he's going to have to make that decision of like, is he going to stay in like New Orleans and visit Virginia like every now and then, or is he going to like stay with her in Virginia and then like, you know, travel and see his family like around holidays or special occasions? Because I don't think it's sustainable, like to travel between two places for 5 years or like 4 to 5 years, like, and I don't know how long he's gonna stay in there. Like, that's a lot of money. Like, you're literally spending money on flights back and forth every couple of months. Like, that's a lot. And
separate like household. Well, he has his tiny home, so
that probably don't take up that much.
Yeah, but I totally agree. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like forever that they're gonna be living separate, but I think that it's a good compromise for the moment. Like, as they're trying to navigate, because it's kind of an abrupt decision. Like, she just has to move. Like, and that will give him time to like, okay, get my stuff in order, figure out what I want to do in Virginia. Like, I think it'll work, not long term, but for at least like half of a year type of energy.
Not half of a year. Okay, yeah. I definitely don't see it lasting beyond a year, but like, because I would literally get like tired, like I gotta go back, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think I understand, like, you have your family and like people you really care about, but then you have like this woman that you're deciding to make a new life with, kind of essentially, like, and it's like, how do you divide that time? But it's like, I feel like eventually, you know, you gotta leave the bird's nest, you know? So like, you know, come out of there. But I guess we can get on to the next couple.
Okay, so the next couple, Amani and Woody.
Amanda and Woodiana.
I'm giving them an 8. What are you giving them?
I'm actually gonna give them a 9.
Okay. What's like the reason for the 9?
Because I don't know, like, I I don't know. Like, I think that the fact that they're progressing. Well, they both have, I guess, technically progressed now into like a point where they feel like they love each other. And I feel like, I think, like we said in previous, like, you know, episodes, I guess, that they do have pretty good communication, or like they can like work through disagreements. So I'm just like, why wouldn't they work, you know? And I enjoy watching them, you know, so.
I agree. I really like them together. Like, so what I was going to say is I low-key understand where the Amani like was coming from with the DMs thing. Because granted, like, you do have to trust the person that you're with. On the other hand, you haven't known them that long. So it's like, okay, but like, jokingly, who's in your DMs? And the fact that he got defensive is like, maybe there's something there. Like, even if it's not big, I can understand where she's coming from. Do I necessarily think it's right? Maybe not, but I feel it. Like, I feel it. I think throughout this whole review that we have been doing, I said, I don't know about Woody, because he gives me that friendly, like, entertain people. I don't know. I've been like borderline on Woody. I really like him, but just because I like someone doesn't mean that I think that this is going to work out perfectly. You know what I mean? So I feel like I understand where she was coming from. I do think that there'd be people in his DMs, whether or not he'd be entertaining it, whatever. Like,
they probably do be. They probably do. I don't know. I feel like I understand what you're saying, because I think, as like, if I was in Amani's shoes, I feel like, I guess I would want to know. You know, I guess I would want to know. But then at the same time, you know, people always say, like, if you go looking for mess, you're going to find it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you go looking for, like, oh, let me see if he's like talking to any other females, you're going to see like a female in his DMs, or like you're going to find exactly that. But then also I'd be sitting there like, well, if he wasn't doing that, there'd be nothing to find. You feel me?
Right. So, and you're married. So the fact, like, if I'm looking for mess and I'm going to find it, there should be no mess, because we're married at this point. It should be shut down. Granted, like, you can talk to people and be fine, but there's a difference between like talking to people and like talking to people, like being like, okay, girl, what's up with you? Like, versus just like having a conversation. And I think she was like, well, it started off as a joke, and then I think it turned to like, oh, you think I'm talking to people? And like, well, are you? Type of energy.
Getting all defensive, you know?
Exactly.
I feel you. I don't know.
I understand both sides. Like, I feel like I say that a lot about things, but it's also just very circumstantial.
It is. Because I see, like, for example, like, I understand how, like, sometimes, like, you gotta, you know, test the waters a little bit. Like, let me see how he feels about this or that. Like, so if she did ask him, like, oh, like, I bet you texting all them girls in your phone, da da da. Like, I think sometimes you gotta test the waters, and like, depending on their reaction, you'll be like,
I'm screaming. You know what this reminds me of? You know when you're like frying chicken or something, and you put a little flour in to see if it's like, that's what you do. Like, oh, you be talking to the hoes in your DMs, just a little sprinkle of flour,
and then it comes popping back.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, so now I know I'm testing the oil, seeing if it's ready to, you know, fry.
But that's what I'm saying, because I'm like, but I think it also depends on how a person handles it. Because there's some people who'll be like, no, I'm not talking to nobody, and they'd be like, what, you want to see my phone? And there's other people who'll be like, I feel like you should trust me. So like, why do I have to show you? Like, that's what I'm like. I feel like it just depends on the person, because there's some people who are like, oh, you want to see my phone? Like, here's my phone. And there's some dudes who are like, you should trust me. Megan's like,
that's me.
I'm crying. But then there's some people who are just like,
why do you need to see me?
Like, they're like, you should trust me. Some people think it's an invasion of their privacy, and like, yes, I understand it's privacy, but like, we got married. There's not much privacy.
Exactly. How private is private? Because I feel like there should be private between us two, and private between, like, I don't know. I understand, but I don't know. I was side-eyeing Woody, like, okay.
Yeah, like, that's how I'm like, I don't really understand, but
that was really, and they brushed past that so quickly. Like, I don't even remember how they resolved it, because I feel like it was just like,
maybe it wasn't even that serious. Maybe that's why that they didn't, like, because I feel like they would have focused on it more if it was like something that would have, like, whatever. Because I think
he did talk to Pastor Cal about it, but that's all I remember.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like with them, I don't know. Like, I feel like they play around a lot, but then I also feel like they kind of like get over stuff pretty quickly, if that makes sense. So I'm like, maybe if it was an issue, maybe it's like, like, you know what I'm saying? Because even like when he said whatever about like, oh, if you cut your hair, I might have to leave you, you know what I'm saying? Or like, I might have to like rethink. like that would have been like an issue too, but technically like they've moved past that, so like I think they're fine.
Me too,
honestly. But I forgot what else. I thought it was really cute when Amani did the little breakfast thing for him. Oh, my finger. When she did like little breakfast and like gifts and stuff for him or something.
Oh yeah, the
like,
senses.
Yeah, to tell him that she loves him.
Yeah.
And then she was like, and then she said, I can't help it, but I just love him. And I was like,
that's cute.
I was like, what? Like,
I really wish the best for them. Like, I hope that they, like, in a couple of years, we'll see a little child from a couple
oh
of
my
years.
goodness.
Oh, that was the other thing, huh? A child.
Oh,
were they talking about children too?
They've talked about children multiple times. Woody definitely
okay.
Woody wants to impregnate Amani yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like
yesterday
he'd be ready for the child, and like I feel like it makes sense to wait longer, but because like y'all just met, and like granted you're in love, but like there's a lot of other things that you need to figure out before that child is here.
That's very true, but I just feel like kind of like, what is that? I forgot what it was, but I feel like if they have a kid, like I just want to be a part of the kid. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Not a part of the kid, but like
I'm screaming.
Like I have to see this child. Like I just want.
Oh yeah, like as soon as their Instagrams are public again, I'm searching. I'm following. I'm looking. I already found everyone. So
no, I promise you. Like if they like, I don't know. Like they do like Married at First Sight after like
couples camp.
Yeah. If they do that one and it's like Amani and Woody, and then like a year later they have like a little kid, I'm gonna be like zoned in, like, oh my goodness.
And Amelia Bennett.
Yes. And I'm like, oh my god, like look at these like little baby Married at First Sight babies. Like,
I mean, these are the only two couples I want to see from this season. So
I'm crying. Okay, so for the next couple, Karen and Miles, what do you rate them?
A 4. Very consistent with how I've been rating them. What about you?
I give them like a 6. Why did you give them a 4 though?
Girl, there's so many reasons. Okay. First, it started off with Karen joking about like them being quarantined together, and she was like, he asked her like, oh, how do you feel about being quarantined with your husband, blah 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 blah, and she was like, well, I'm glad that we got an extra room and all this stuff. Like, I understand joking, but all of her jokes are just so negative and mean, and I don't like it. Number one. Number two, she was like noticing that he started like showing his signs of like what it's like when he's in his more depressive state and him being alone, and she was just so like, I don't know if I can deal with that, and that's just trifling, like as opposed to actually like seeing like, okay, me dealing with it. And she was like just not receptive. It didn't seem like she put any thought into anything, which was number 2. Number 3, she tried to like comfort his masculinity yet again and like said it to him, and I feel like, and was saying it to other people, and I just feel like that's so trash. Like, trash, girl. Like, and it just seems like she's not giving anything. I'm not a fan. Like, I'm a fan of her. Like, I feel like she doesn't irritate me that much, but like the way that she's treating this relationship is trash.
The way she operates in a relationship. Yeah, I definitely agree. She's kind of like, she's a good person, but I think one thing I've kind of like realized early on with her is that she's very like guarded, just like with her heart. And like I understand, like when you've been heartbroken, it's very easy to get into that state of like, I'm gonna protect my heart, but like you've walked into a situation where you kind of have to like there's no way you're gonna walk onto Married at First Sight and walk in with a really guarded, like just like heart, and then expect it to work out. It's not going to work out, because this is a completely different experience. Like in a regular situation, like you can date someone and they can slowly start to, I guess, like, unfold the layers of your heart or whatever you want, however you want to call it. But in this situation, it's like y'all are married, so like you kind of have to do that sooner, because it's not like, oh, we're just dating, we're just getting to know each other. Because if y'all were in that just dating phase, he could start chipping at your heart and stuff like that, and then maybe like a year later, maybe y'all are actually like in a committed relationship, and now y'all are really getting more in depth. But in this situation, it's like everything's sped up. So if you're not gonna walk into the situation like already like open-minded and like allowing yourself to like feel love and embrace whoever your partner is, like it's not gonna work out. So
another episode where I'm like, why did she pick this show? Because I feel like she needs something that's more slow moving, and she also never started the relationship open-minded because she saw him and she was already like, nah, he's not my type. And like coming for his masculinity is just like more of a, it kind of just is confirmation of what she had thought from the beginning. Like everything that he said is just confirmation and why like this isn't about to work. So I don't see it working. Like I never really saw it working. I wish the best for both of them because I feel like they're great people. They just, this isn't for them. Separate. And I feel like he needs to stand up for himself a little more, but again, separate. Like just hang it up.
I think it's kind of like that. Like she sees everything through her own filter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's already like I don't think this will work. So you see everything through that light. Whereas like even like people who are like extremely, extremely positive, like if you're an extremely positive person, you see everything as positive, and you got to be like, this dude just tried to punch you in your neck. You thought he was playing with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You have to like, I think she has to be like aware of like the way she views the world and views the situation, and then like analyze like, am I looking at this relationship the correct way? Am I giving this relationship opportunity? Because she's not.
She's blocking her blessings, like literally blocking her blessings, giving me self-sabotage energy. Very relatable, but also like I don't think that this is like, I feel like this could have been a great opportunity for her, but she's also gonna like make Miles resent her in a little bit because it's just not working out. Like the clips of him trying to snuggle up to her and her like not even reacting, it's sad. It's sad. You hate to see it.
Like she'd be sitting here like this, and then like this will be Miles.
Yeah, and she'll be like, no movement.
And then he'll just be like, you know what, I'm done. And like I understand that, but I also think it was very like concerning because it happens to be that Miles is a really great guy. Because even Dr. Pepper was like, oh, Miles may be one of the best guys that you ever meet. So like you were saying, blocking your blessings, and then on top of that, it's like he's like in this depressive state, and like for you to like not even like try and work with this, like work with him through it, it's kind of like just selfish, because a relationship, like you literally can't be selfish in a marriage. Like it's like y'all both have to get what y'all need, and like the point of being in a marriage, I feel like, is to be able to complement each other, to support each other. But like you're not supporting him when he needs you. Like he's in this state of depression or whatever, and like you're not even trying to help him. So it's like, do you even want to be
granted, like she does not have to be the person to fix it. Like that's not her role. Like it never is that role for that person, but she's also like not trying. Like it doesn't seem like she's trying, and it's tough because like we all know how it was at the beginning of quarantine. Like in that situation, being stuck with someone that doesn't really seem to care about you sucks on both ends. So
not even gonna lie, the beginning of quarantine was a struggle.
Yeah,
you was like, at first it was like, oh yeah, I get to be home for like a week and nobody. Then it was like week 4, you're like, oh, week 5.
And then it was month 4.
Month 4, you're like, well, dang, like, am I ever gonna get out of here? So I'm like, I definitely understand like how that could be a strain on their relationship, but it's like, no matter who she was with, there was probably going to be some issue in that relationship that she was going to have to support him. Like, imagine it had been something different, like not him just having depression. Maybe he lost a family member due to corona, and now he's like mourning. So how do you help him through this state of mourning? It's like in a relationship, you're going to have to like console and like support your significant other at some point. So maybe it won't be depression, but like no matter what relationship you're in, if he loses a best friend, if he loses his job and he's really sick about it, you're going to have to help him through that process or like support him. So I think she just got to get her head out the gutter, because
I really do wish the best for them separately, like not together though.
not together. Like it's like, again, like Miles, if you just want to like move like here, you know, to Boston.
Not for me, not even for me, just for the better of the world. Like I feel like he deserves a lot more, and I feel like Karen also deserves something different, like something that maybe will work better for her. But like them both being in a situation where it feels like they're settling, who is that benefiting? No one. So,
but it just doesn't make sense, because obviously this masculinity type didn't work for you in the past. So like I think that you should analyze what wasn't working and try to like find a new strategy. And she's trying to stick with this old strategy when it didn't work for you the last time, because that's how you ended up perfect.
That's the thing, is people, I think, ideally are like, okay, let me go for something that didn't work. Like if this didn't work for me before, so let me go for something new. And then the something new also isn't what you needed either. Like it's not always what you perceive to be what you need. Maybe it's like what other people realize that you need, and that's what this was supposed to be. But girl, it didn't work. Okay, next couple. The next couple we have is Christina and Henry.
Oh my goodness, I love them so much. They're just the cutest couple.
Listen.
What did you rate them?
I don't even know what I rated them. 0, whatever.
-29.
Christina is a liar. She be lying. First in the episode, she went out, said that she was just going out real quick, and he was like, but you're going out, you're made up, you got a dress on. She didn't come back home till 3 during quarantine. During quarantine, but the clubs wouldn't have been open, like
house party,
something. And he was just like, okay, like whatever. One thing I will say is like, I'm glad that the experts kind of like pushed him to confront her about what's going on, because they would have never gotten all this tea about her not living where she said that she lived. She said on their wedding day that she lived in the CBD. Who knew it was an Airbnb? Like, I would have.
I did not know it was the C. I didn't know when she said CBD. I'm like, oh, she lives like, you know, in the downtown area of New Orleans, from like Louisiana, and I'm like, no, she lied.
She fully lied. And then she like was doing this fake cry thing. Maybe she was really crying, but no tears were coming out. She was just like upset that he confronted her. And then she was like, well, you be taking a long time when you go out. Flash to the end of the episode. She has a reliable resource that said, well, you're gay. I'm like, gay?
I don't know.
I was confused.
She's definitely, I don't know. I definitely get very liar vibes. Like, I really just said, I really wrote, like, I don't trust what she says, just because from the fact that as soon as y'all started dating, you built y'all relationship, even though it's barely a relationship, whatever y'all do have, whatever friendship, friend zone situation y'all have, you built it on a lie, because you told him, oh, I live in the CBD. And his assumption automatically is, oh, you have an apartment, you have a house, you're staying with someone in the CBD. To find out you have an Airbnb, to find out you actually don't have a place to stay. So you've been lying to me the whole time. And then that ADHD pill thing, I think that was a lie. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that she doesn't have ADHD, but I think she used the pill as an excuse to say that what is
excuse her behavior.
Yeah, to excuse her behavior. Like, because I'm like, honestly, like, I've seen people with like ADHD, but like they don't have to be disrespectful. Like, but I think she was just saying it. I don't know. For me, I just feel like that's the way it was perceived. And then this thing
is, that's actually believable, because that does happen to people. Like, they be impatient. So even if that like was a thing, I feel like maybe she could have been playing something up. Maybe she was playing up the being rude on camera, being nice off camera. There's something in the mix that is not correct. Like, you're lying about something. You're lying.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely didn't trust it. I was like, oh no, honey.
And then the whole text thing, the reliable source. If you have a reliable source, why would you not show him? Like, why would you say, because she said, this person told me that you guys were like hooking up. So
honey,
why would you not show me the person?
Citations.
I want to see, what does the person look like? Because I've never seen that person in my life before. Like, let us have a confrontation about it. Like, I just feel like she's throwing it. Even he made it seem, he was like, I don't know if she's telling the truth or not, because he already knows that she'd be lying. Like,
in-text citations.
Literally.
I need to please write the paragraph. I want to see the citation in the paragraph. I need to see your evidence. This needs to be a full essay, like a persuasive essay. In-text citation, cite the source.
Everything.
Because
it's just, first of all, that's a big claim. And like, if that were true or is true, like, that's Henry's life, whatever. And I mean, like, it does, why would you end up on the show married to her, whatever the case may be?
I feel like that's a lot for Henry to do.
He doesn't give me cheater, liar vibes.
He doesn't. And I also feel like I was saying, like, I think Henry, he's already like a very reserved person. So for him to like put himself on blast, not once, but twice, I feel like he wouldn't do that. He already like stepped way out of his comfort zone being on the show, period. Then to step out of his comfort zone again and like put himself in a situation like where now he's getting like, I guess like everybody who may have known him is now finding out that he may be gay. Like, I think that'd be a lot for Henry. And
to even like further your point, he's the one that brought it up to like the Married at First Sight camera. Like, I feel like if it was a Christina, like, she would have said, this is what I found, blah, 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 blah. But this was him saying like, okay, she's claiming this and no. So I agree with you. Like,
that's why I'm like, that isn't, like, I feel like he wouldn't go. And Henry's like, I mean, I don't know Henry personally, but Henry does not give me cheater vibes at all. Like, at all. Like, dude can barely even talk to you. You think he's gonna go like and just sleep with another person and cheat on you at that? Like, I don't see it happening. So like,
you know what I will give Christina? She was right about one thing.
Nothing.
Brett. That's all. She confronted Olivia at the beginning of the season and said, I don't know about Brett because he's giving me not very good man vibes, and she was correct. That's the only thing she's been right about.
Oh, yeah. She got that. She was right. But yeah, we all knew Brett was trash. I mean, sorry, Brett, you're probably a great person.
But confirm. We might as well go on to them because there's nothing much else.
There's nothing else. But okay, Olivia and Brett, who are, I guess, no longer on the show.
Done. I was giving them negative ratings the whole time. Last week I raised it up to a 0 just to know that I was correct. It was not going to happen.
I actually brought mine down to a 0. I've been at a 1 pretty consistently.
Yeah.
But they're at a 0. Obviously, because a 0 is kind of like they're not going anywhere. There's nothing there. Like 0 is the absence of anything. So there's nothing.
Nothing.
There's
not
nothing.
Even like a footage of them because they're not going to be on the show anymore.
Nothing. And I feel like that's straight disrespectful because once I saw that Brett had packed up his stuff and went back to his apartment, I was like, don't ever. And then like he was saying like, oh, I definitely did tell her that I was like moving out or whatever. And she was just like, no, he said he was moving a few things or whatever. And that's 2 different statements because to move a few things is like, hey, I'm just going to like bring some of my clothes back to my house, you know, just so we have more space here. That's different than being like, I done took the food out the cabinet, drank all the, like.
I was talking to Eric about this because I was confused because he said that he was moving his cats back. But to me, that also gives me like, you're moving out because are you moving your cat back, like your cats to the home, and then the cats, what are they going to do? The cats can't just be there by themselves.
And someone got to come back and feed them. So I feel like that was an excuse to also be at his house more. Like, because if the cats are there, he has to be there, like at least to feed them, change the litter, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe for companionship, to make sure they don't tear up the house. So like, I don't know.
It was just a mess. Like, I also, like, I don't really like giving Brett anything because he's trash, a jerk, smug, all the things. But I will say that I also like understand what he was saying. Like, why are you going to visit your parents? Like, that wasn't the smartest thing for me, but I also don't know like their whole family situation, so that's different. And I don't think it was fair to then move out, like, just because you went to go see your parents.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand, because of like especially like at the beginning of Corona, it was like nobody knows like what's gonna happen, like,
and your parents are older, like,
yeah. So it's just like everybody.
And she was working in the hospital. Like, that was not smart, girl.
It wasn't, but I mean, I also do understand that like maybe like she just needed a break. But I'm also like, what if she didn't go to her parents? What if she went to her house? You know. I'm like, but you never know. But I honestly feel like, I don't know. Like, and Brett said something. I forgot. He said something about being a cannibal. Like, and I was like, was that supposed to be funny? Like, I don't know. He was talking about like, oh, we can just like eat our neighbors. You know, like they're vegan. Like, was that supposed to be funny? Cannibal. Like,
bye.
Like, oh yeah, like we're just like a little hungry. Like, I was just really sick. And then I think when they were saying like during like Corona, like they had no. Well, I mean, it is still during Corona, but like during quarantine, they had no communication or no growth. I was like, yeah, I think that y'all have definitely hit that plateau where it's like y'all are probably not going to go anywhere. In order to get off that plateau, it's kind of like there's a lot that needs to be done. So I'm just like, I definitely see.
Granted, like, they were all stuck in this relationship. Well, not stuck. Let me rephrase that. Decision day should have been, 2 weeks ago from, like, when we were seeing the footage. So, granted, like, most of them, if they would have already made their decisions by now. So, the couples are, like, really sticking it out if they want to, like, stay. But...
But it was, like, Dr. Pepper and Pastor Kyle, like, after they finished talking to them, they had a conversation, and then Olivia was kind of, like, saying, like, oh, do you think that there's anything that could be done? He was like,
I was like, okay.
No. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, I'm happy that, like, you know, they got to this point. But I mean, also, I feel like if it had actually been decision day, like, when it was supposed to be decision day, Olivia may have said she wants to work it out. But Brett was always going to say no. Like, Olivia may have said, oh, yes, I still want to work this out. But Brett was like, no.
I don't really like either of them. Like, it's not that I don't like them. I just feel like Olivia could have done better, and I don't like Brett. That's what I'm trying to say. I do not like Brett. Olivia could have done better.
Yeah, I don't like Brett either. I think it's just his attitude about everything.
Yeah.
Like, and like, I don't know. I also feel like I feel weird about Brett because like even I think Olivia was saying this. There's moments where she just like sees parts of Brett and she's like, oh my gosh, like I think I really like him. Because when they did the little rock climbing thing, I was like, oh, Brett's really nice. And then when Brett was like cuddling with her and he like picked her up and cradled her, but that was off camera. And I was like, oh, this is actually really sweet. Like I like seeing this part of Brett. But then you see him say like little smart, sarcastic remarks, and then you see him be completely selfish and like not even pay attention to the trivia game. And then you see him just like be straight disrespectful and kind of like
call her insecure like that. Like,
yeah. So then it just be like, dang, like, bro, like you was getting a couple points, like not a lot, maybe like 0.025001, but like he was getting a little bit, and then you just take it all away. Like it's like as soon as he like gets in good graces or like starts to, he kind of like, I think he's like self-sabotaging a little bit too, but like
I think he's self-sabotaging, but he's also just decided like he didn't want to be in the relationship, so he's gonna do everything to like not make
honestly
progress.
He should have stayed with Shawty in the beginning, the date he went on before.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, maybe he's trying to like finesse his way out of this so he can get back to the girl that he was, you know, chatting with before.
No, he was on, and he maybe he just wanted, maybe he's been dating for too long. You know, he's a serial dater, so maybe like 2 months is too long.
Yeah.
Maybe I need like 3 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's all I can really say about them.
Same. I think that concludes everything. We're not going to be talking about them anymore. I hope they come on the reunion, but other than that,
they have to come on the reunion. I'm over here. I know the reunion is going to be so funny.
Yeah, for real.
It's going to be like the most hilarious thing. I wish they would bring like old couples back too. That'd be so good.
Yeah.
If they brought like old couples and old couples were like, oh, I just think like da da da, and like the old couple said what they thought about the couples, that would be mad funny.
That would be interesting if they had like a review show with all the other couples.
Yeah.
The ones that made it and the ones that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Low key, I feel like, did you watch season 9? You didn't finish.
I didn't finish.
Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna go watch season 9. Megan's like,
all right.
Watch season 9.
Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week. I don't know how many episodes are left. They have the little couples outing together, and then probably decision day, and then probably like
let me see how many more episodes.
The reunion maybe. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what else we should do. We have all of our links in the not bio. What is it called? Description box. To follow us on other things. So yeah. See y'all next week.
See y'all, and let us know if you want us to review the HBO show Lovecraft Country by Jordan Peele. That's been like a really trendy show, kind of like a lot of people have been talking about it. It's very controversial, very sci-fi thriller, conspiracy, monster, everything. It's literally like everything, like magical, mystical, and racist in one. Like all of that in one, and a little bit of would it be? Is it misogyny? Is that the right word? Maybe not. That's not. Maybe misogyny.
Sexism.
Is that it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't watch the show.
Prejudice against women. There's misogyny too.
Okay.
Dang. So yeah, there's misogyny. There's cults or clans.
This is a lot.
There's conspiracies. There's monsters. There was a little bit of aliens in the beginning. There was some ugly monsters, and then there's racism, segregation, sundown countries, counties, everything that you could think of.
A lot.
Yeah, it's literally like magical mystery. But if you guys want us to review that show, please let us know. We'll review season 1 as a whole, but please let us know in the description box if you'd be interested in that. And
comment section.
Comment. Oh, I always say description box. In the comment section below, please let us know if you would like us to review Lovecraft Country. And
that's it.
That's all, folks.
Cut the cameras.